So, I have the lovely Beartooth with me.
You do?
How are you guys?
We're good, man. Just hanging out, yeah.
Awesome. So, you've got a brand new album coming out on September 28th.
We do.
So, what was it like recording Disease?
Really hard. I set myself a lot of standards, like before I went into the process, that were a lot taller of an order than I expected. Like, I don't know. We recorded it to an old console, and it's like real drums and, you know, all real guitars and like a lot less editing and no drum samples and shit like that. And so I had my work cut out for me, but to me that just made the record sound a lot more real, and I wanted it to kind of remind me why I started playing music, which was just to have fun playing instruments and just slamming them in my basement. And like, obviously I just got to do that at a really cool studio, so I don't know, it was fun.
It's interesting because the 3 singles that you guys have released are, you know, they're all very, very different. This is the 2 of you, by the way.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, that's just, I think that's just because of how much time we spent on the record. You know, when you have that much time, so many different ideas are going to come out, and by the end of it, there were over 20-something songs to sift through and like 30+ ideas. And you know, that's where like Cam and Ashi really helped and came over at one point to my studio and were just like, I was like, I don't know what the hell sounds good anymore, like what do you guys think? And so from there is where the record itself kind of started getting pieced together, and then went in the studio, and there you have it, you know.
Is it kind of hard to, you know, like know when to stop? Like when you came in, where you're like, okay, this is what I need to do?
We kind of just like sat there and listened to like the songs that were like half done, and like we should continue on this track, and kind of made it more cohesive. And because it was kind of, for a while it was just like scattered everywhere.
Well, yeah, because you know that is one thing that, you know, I tend to get a bit lost sometimes in the process, and it's where the boys come in and, I don't know, keep me level, you know.
Help you out.
Yeah, exactly.
So what about lyrically? What does the album kind of focus on with Disease?
Really the whole point lyrically is me just trying to discover like what I'm dealing with mentally, and how to kind of like sorry, there's Danny, lovely chap. I don't know, it's just about me trying to figure out what mental health means and what I deal with. And I guess what I came to is, I feel like I always had this hope that it was just gonna go away, like it was just like a food allergy or something, you know, you just grow out of it or fucking whatever. But no, it's just kind of learning how to deal with these things that are never going to go away, and realizing that that's fine, and that doesn't mean I'm a weak person. It just means that I have a different set of things to deal with, and hopefully that's what everybody else can take from it. You know, that's kind of like my goal for listeners, I suppose.
Have people kind of come up to you, you know, like as fans, and, you know, spoken about Beartooth music in the past, helping them and things like that?
Yeah, quite a bit, and it's real humbling. It just makes you realize how much bigger this thing is than you, and like, you know, what we do is just such a small part. I feel like being a band that talks about that kind of stuff hopefully can just be a bit of a vessel for listeners to kind of dive more into themselves, and they can just take it from there. But it's cool to kind of like help to be one of those sparks, you know?
Yeah, for sure. What do you guys think personally, you know, would be able to help mental health issues, you know, like spreading awareness of it, or what would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot more bands are talking about it now, which is a start, and you know, even just other industries, I think that's been something a lot of people are talking about more, and I think that's just the start, because at the root of it, it's just when people don't talk, that's where the problems start, and that's what I did, is I just buried it down, and that's what we all kind of do, and until you start talking about it, nothing really changes. So as long as people are just having a conversation, that's where to start.
What was your favorite kind of part of the songwriting process?
Just being at that Blackbird studio, just seeing the whole process was incredible. Like, and one of the best studios in the world, I think. They had so much gear, so many microphones. All the gear was just sick, and like going through an actual console and actually using microphones and not just sitting on a computer writing a record was really cool.
It just makes everything feel real, because it is real, and like it's not digital guitars and it's not drum samples. It's like, you know, I fought for those takes, and I don't know, I guess that's just something I'm proud of, and I know for all of us as a band, you know, we're very proud to have a record that we know is real, and that, you know, everybody put a lot of work into. And
okay. So the album artwork itself has got, you know, this profile view with a snake on the top. Is that kind of like a metaphor for depression and things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just, To us, it's honestly pretty straightforward. It's like, I think when you see that, if you've listened to Beartooth, you really immediately understand what that means. And, you know, it's just everybody's got their demons in their, you know, as corny as it is, whatever, their snake wrapped around their neck or whatever it is. And, yeah, it's just kind of like, this is what you're getting when you listen to this record, so strap in, you know. Yeah, I guess.
Is there going to be like riffy goodness?
Oh yeah, of course. Wouldn't be a Beartooth record without it. Yeah, I mean, this is a lot. This is far and away, I think, the best Beartooth record. I think it's got everything everybody wants. And like for me, I think aggressive kind of, at least for my own personal taste, I feel like I didn't quite get it all the way there. I feel, and that's just me being honest. And like this record, I'm 110% satisfied with, you know, every fucking snare hit to every vocal take, every single thing. I was like, this is how it should be, and it's just cool to be able to really say that and believe it, you know.
So what are your plans for the future after the record's released?
Tour a ton. Change it up, go on the road for forever. I don't know, yeah, we just got a bunch of shows. We got a really cool tour coming up around these parts, maybe, that we haven't said anything about and we can't say about, but it's gonna be insanity and we're really excited about that. I don't know, I think we just want to hit more of the world, you know, and headline so we can just play like our full show, because usually we're supporting, we get 30 minutes or whatever, but like, you know, we want to be able to play for 75 minutes and play, you know, like 16 songs, whatever, just like a
deep
full show. So yeah, that's kind of our goal for the next cycle.
So you guys are playing the pit stage later on tonight. So what does, you know, playing this festival mean to you guys?
I mean, it's Reading. It's like, this is the pinnacle. Like, my wife is, you know, from England, and she's been coming to it since she was fucking 15 years old or whatever. So like, yeah, it's a very like staple thing, you know, in our household. So it's very cool to be playing.
Watch videos on YouTube before I even knew what Reading Festival was. Like,
no way.
Just like watch like Panic at the Disco live, and now we're here playing with them.
Are you gonna catch Panic at the Disco?
I hope so. I'm gonna try my best.
Definitely seeing a bit of Panic. Yeah, they're both of our favorite bands of all time, so we're very excited. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much for having a chat, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, dude.